Hello everyone, it's Mike Levin on Friday, March 11, 2016, walking to work through what I'm coming to understand must be the Flower District. And in another block, I think I'll be at the wholesale and cheap perfume and knockoff watches district. It's a really interesting neighborhood. I did not know it was like this between, I guess, the Flatiron, 21st, 22nd Street area where I first came to work for when I worked for Connors for 5 years. And I guess Acronym and Flying Point Digital, and most recently now Ziff Davis, which is in the Midtown area, ranging from Empire State Building, 33rd Street, down to here, 28th Street, which is my walk now from the 1, taking the 1 again instead of the A. And that's quite a bit of, I guess, adjustment, because if I took the A, it would let me out at Penn Station, which is quite a walk, both longer in terms of long blocks and adding a few short stops to the walk. Whereas if I take the 1 and get off right at 28th Street at the local exit, I'm just a few long blocks away. And this is that walk right now. I guess the Flower District is just about ending. And when I cross, I guess it's Broadway here? No, I'm at 6th Avenue still. It's going to take me into what much more seems to be the wholesale distributor district. The Fabric District, and Little Korea is right up that way a couple of blocks, and it's an interesting neighborhood. I'm getting to know New York a little bit better. What better way than to change where you work a few times. So anyway, I'm the internal senior SEO director at Ziff Davis, and I'm working with Daryl Peddle, a SEO consultant slash agency slash was used very much like a embedded person for a while, but I am the on-site, work out of the New York office, splitting my time between the 2 floors that consist of a lot of salespeople and operations people on my floor, 13, and the developers and the commerce people who are on the 11th floor. So I'll be splitting my time between the 2 floors and probably making a special effort to hang out with the developers on 11 in sort of a couch area, which is really cool, and there's a great vibe. One thing I keep forgetting that I have to remind myself to do is to bring in one of my MacBook Air laptops as a second laptop to have around, because right now I'm on a Lenovo ThinkPad, which is very nice, but I hate undocking, because while it's docked I've got this wonderful big monitor, and I open 2 or 3 SSH terminal shell windows. Yes, I'm back to the command line, having 3 open a day as a regular matter of course. Those days had sort of temporarily been on hold while I was with Acronym, where I only needed 1 window for a journal that I type in Vim and keep in a Git repository. But while at Acronym, I was using their Git repository, and all my intellectual product throughout the day clearly belonged to them because of the type of client I worked for. It's all about proprietary with SAP, and I would assume by extension Acronym, a lot of competitive intelligence in our space of SEO. But I have had nothing but positive feedback on the fact that I am a GitHub developer, that I have a couple of active projects in GitHub that are in the SEO space. I have had nothing but positive feedback from my boss at Ziff Davis and the other developers that I've been interacting with more and more. And my stuff probably will look like a little bit of coding cowboy to them. I believe that they might be becoming a Django operation soon, which is very interesting. Might just be a Python shop around here before long. But my Python has some very unusual design patterns that I've fallen under intense criticism by at least one person out there, because when you turn a Python function into a generator using yield, you can release feedback from that function to the calling function that can use it like a data stream, so long as you don't break the yield, which is now a generator, into yet smaller bits under Python 2.7x, which I'm on. However, in Python 3, you have yield from, which is designed specifically to allow just such bubbling up yields. So when I port to Python 3, I'm going to be able to make my code look a lot prettier. But I'm still on 2.7 and plan to be so for a while. So I'm going to make it as elegant as it can be under that situation, which keeps a much smaller total software footprint down to only about 60 megabytes, including the operating system when it's on Linux with QEMU. But I don't really need to keep it that lightweight. I can let it grow bit by bit, so long as it's a script that builds the server. So I'm probably inevitably going to be adding the GData API, or the Google, it's not GData, it's the Google APIs that I've been avoiding considerably because of not wanting to expand that footprint too large. And I'm going to give up that sort of small footprint purity and allow myself to add this client library and that, because I've got to make Pipulate compatible with as many APIs as I possibly can, or is reasonably called for by the project. And that means lots of client library installs. So that's it. I'm going to be doing that round of Pipulate work coming up very, very soon. Today looks pretty open, not a lot of meetings, and I'm walking up to the building, so I'll wind it up there. A revisiting of the Pipulate code and a planning out next step. Thanks for joining me. Hope to talk to you soon. Don't forget to subscribe.